Hello and welcome to the Ginger Geek Show. So last night I went to my very first midnight screening to Avengers Infinity War, and it was exciting. It was very different. I'd never been, as I said, to a midnight screening. There was a while I kind of thought to myself I was wanting to do ones, but then when Infinity War was kind of creeping, I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep it for this. Do something kind of like, I guess, special for it. So yes, today I'm going to talk about the movie. This is going to be my movie review on it. It's going to be a spoiler review because it's a hard movie to try and talk about without kind of spoiling it really. So yeah, I'm gonna say right now, just in case I also spoil something, I would rather just say right now that it's going to be a spoiler review. So as I normally kind of do my reviews, I say my good, I say my bad, and then I kind of talk about the kind of overall stuff at the end. So yes, let's talk about the good. So obviously just talking about this movie just in general, obviously it's been built up of 10 years, but mostly this kind of stuff I'd say in the past kind of very much more since the Avengers really, because obviously with Thanos. So yeah, it's been kind of building up on that, the whole concept of these Infinity Stones, of like Thanos has been wanting them, and yes, it's very much a build up to a movie that to me, it does pay off. I was obviously a bit worried a little bit, I guess. I think many fans would be if it would pay off, but I think overall it does. I will just quickly just say right now, I guess, that I did enjoy the movie. I really did, and I think overall, I think they succeeded. They somehow managed it. I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like, I was sceptical. The Russo brothers have proved that they've done a great job before with Winter Soldier and Civil War. So you know, it's weird to think that we did kind of have like odd thoughts, but you know, overall, you know, they done it somehow. But I'll just talk about the cast quickly. It's an odd one with the cast because, like, main actors in this movie aren't really main actors. No one to me feels like a main actor apart from one character probably is Thanos. Thanos is clearly to me the main character. Really, it is the villain's movie. He is in, you know, in nearly every scene he's either talked about or in it. So, you know, there's that constant thread. And all the actual main characters of, say, like they said, Avengers, like Tony or Cap, you know, there's moments where there's big gaps where they're just not in it whatsoever. And I quite like that. I like, you know, I'd say like it's really focused on the journeys of Iron Man, Thor and Cap, I would say. And it just so happens certain characters flow into them. I think that's to me how that kind of like it gels and that kind of that kind of sense. But yeah, I'll just quickly talk about kind of roughly, I guess, most of the main characters. First of all, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. Once again, I think he's great in here. I really enjoyed his stuff. I like the nanotech suit. I guess you can see it was a quick jump of suddenly he had that technology, but you know, I liked all that stuff. I thought, you know, Downey's once again proven that he's great. And yes, I'm going to quickly just talk about a quick spoiler right now. Just red alert here. But the moment where he was supposedly going to die, I've never had a cinema scream no and shock, and I was in shock. I was edge of my seat just of what was going to happen. But yeah, he was great. Chris Evans is Cap. Now, I was a bit half and half with this one. I'm watching him and I'm thinking with Chris Evans, I'm thinking his Cap. I'm thinking, yeah, you're done. I think you can see that he's done with the role. I feel. I don't know if that's what they were trying to go with. That he looked a bit downbeat. I mean, I understood it obviously because, you know, he's kind of on the run for 2 years, but I don't know. It's just, you know, even like in Winter Soldier and Civil War, by rights, you know, kind of, you know, bad stuff was happening to Cap, but yeah, I feel like there was a little bit more energy and life to Chris Evans. I don't know, that one was a bit weird to me, but overall, you know, I liked his stuff. When he was at it, he probably got the less, I think, out of Iron Man and Thor, I would say, those kind of three, because Thor got quite a good bit actually with Chris Hemsworth. Again, he did a really good job of doing. I think this one he did great in terms of doing the mix of what he did great in Thor Ragnarok and doing the serious stuff with the first two Thors and the Avengers movies. So I think he did a good mix there. I loved the new hammer when he appeared with Rocket and Groot at the end with the music blaring. I liked that, and I liked they brought the kind of cape back. And I actually just want to quickly say that actually there was some really great shots of like Thor like flying, and I thought to myself, that is like some of the best flying I've seen like they've done with Thor. Sometimes like Thor kind of looks like copy and paste of like him flying. It just looks like they've just went, whoop, there you go, there he is. But like, I don't want to be over the top. I don't know if this was also maybe because these IMAX cameras that they were using for the whole movie, which is the first. But by God, did he look great when like it was those kind of flying sequences, which wasn't much of it, but you know, I really like that kind of stuff. And also some of the other characters. You had Doctor Strange back, Benedict Cumberbatch, and played him. Again, he had quite a big role in it as well. I really liked him in it. Spider-Man again, played by Tom Holland, who's just perfection as Spider-Man. He really just nails that role. I really like him in the movie. And I'll talk more about this big scene I was wanting to talk about, which does obviously connect more to him. But then also the Guardians of the Galaxy are in it. I think they're all great again. They keep that kind of the humour alive, which I like. I like Chris Pratt. I like the little bit with Chris Pratt where he tries to kind of show up against Thor because he's a little bit jealous, obviously. There, Zoe Saldana is really damn good in this movie. Actually, she's a highlight to me as Gamora. She really quite excels in this character, and I really liked her kind of stuff there. And then other kind of characters, I'm trying to think what else is this kind of, because I'm trying to wrap my brain around. I only just saw it last night, so I'm still kind of like half and half. I tried to remember the damn movie, but I guess also the Black Panther stuff. It was good seeing them. They went in at a great deal, but you know, I think this is the problem with this movie. You know, there's so many characters. I mean, you're talking some of the main characters, probably, like, some of these main characters must have been, like, most of their screen time was probably overall, like, probably 10 minutes. Especially ones like, yeah, the Winter Soldier, like, he wasn't in it, you know, like, much, really. Or, sorry, the White Wolf, I guess now, as he's called. But, a couple of other things, I guess, you know, Falcon was good. I like Anthony Mackie. I actually really liked. I've always quite liked Don Cheadle's Rhodey. I think he gets a bit of a hard time, but he got some of the biggest laughs in that cinema. I liked it when he walks up with Banner and tells him to bow and all that. I like that kind of like stuff, and also talking about Banner, actually, I like that kind of relationship of the fact that, you know, still a rocky relationship between him and Hulk, and I think that's quite interesting stuff there, and it'll be interesting to see what they do more with that, because obviously we only had the Hulk once in this movie, and that was in the start, because yeah, that shot in the trailer was a full shot, really. It was just to trick us geeks. That didn't happen whatsoever, and I like that actually. I like when they do stuff like that where it's unexpected, and I like that. And talking about Thanos, you know, my God, he is the best thing about this movie. Some of those shots, I'm going to say right now, Josh Brolin's Thanos is probably one of the best of that kind of the CGI creation and all that. Probably since Andy Serkis's Gollum. There's some extreme close-ups of his face, and my God, it's good. It's really well done. And you know, good job to Josh Brolin. He really done a damn good job with the role, and it looks great as well. Like when he has the armor on, it looks great. The gauntlet looks great. It just looked all good. So yeah, that's kind of talking about the cast. So talking about the actual kind of like the film, the opening sequence. I'm kind of half and half about the opening sequence a little bit. I'll talk more maybe on the bad bit, but I did over enjoy the kind of opening, and I just liked how this kind of movie it really kind of weaves itself quite nicely and interconnects it all. Because very much like what's kind of happening, a good example of this kind of movie is basically kind of like Lord of the Rings, where a lot of it's kind of happening kind of at the one time. It might look like it's a bit of a kind of, it's jumped about, but it's not really in terms. It's actually just kind of, it's all happening. What's happening with Iron Man is kind of basically what's also happening relatively what's happening with Thor, kind of like that kind of stuff, and well, as the film kind of goes on, but and I kind of like that kind of stuff. I think they did a good pacing with it. I think overall it was well done in that kind of sense. I like the tone of it. I thought the kind of darkness tone. It was good having the Avengers theme as well back in it with Alan Silvestri. I'm going to talk about him again though, and my bad, I'm not going to lie, but overall, yeah, I really did enjoy this movie. It did live up. There was certain things that was paid off. I guess this is a big spoiler right now. They did pay off what happened to Red Skull, who I thought for a second was death. I thought, oh my god, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do that kind of stuff. But yeah, it turned out. I'm trying to remember that. It turned out he was like, obviously when he was shot into space, he was basically shot to this area, and he was gardening because he was so possessed with the stones, and he did that. I'll be interested to see if they do any more with Red Skull, because he didn't die or anything, I don't think. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Like what happens when when the stones aren't there anymore. Does it just kind of something else happen? That'll be interesting to see. It'd be good if they did something there. It was so great to see Red Skull. I really like Red Skull. He's a great villain, and I'd like to see more of that. But yeah, that's kind of mostly like my kind of the good points. The Battle of Wakanda as well. That was really good. That was some good stuff there. But yeah, that was mostly my good stuff. So going on to my bad points, and I do have them. There is some bad things I have about this movie. I don't agree the fact that we didn't see how he got the Power Stone. When it opens up and opening of the movie and he just has the Power Stone, I thought, really? You're just gonna cut that out? You're not like as an audience member, I was sitting there going, that's quite a big part. You've just kind of like, you know, the whole point of this movie is him getting these stones, and that's how you're going to treat it, is just like as a mention, you know, because I wasn't. I'll need to watch the film again. I wasn't too sure actually if Xander is gone or is it just quite in bad nick, because I really don't want to see Glenn Close going. Do you know what I mean? I really liked her, and I want to see more of her. And the whole idea of Nova, I don't know what's going on there. So that's always kind of weird to me a little bit with that kind of stuff. And the music as well. I did say I liked what some of the Alan Silvestri stuff he done. What I didn't like was him not taking some of the music beats that are clearly the themes of said characters. There's no chimes for Doctor Strange, which is been quite established. He was even using Thor Ragnarok. There was no parts of the Guardians of the Galaxy, their theme, which is a great theme. I don't know why that wasn't used. Spider-Man also has his own kind of theme that they used in Spider-Man Homecoming. Again, wasn't used, which I don't really like, because it's like that's the whole point of characters having the established themes. You know, when you see them on screen, that, you know, it's basically your hearing cue of said character, and I didn't really like that they didn't do that. Another kind of maybe bad point I do kind of have, I think it's a little bit too long actually, a little bit. There was moments I was a little bit like, right, you're kind of losing me here, you need to kind of get it going a little bit, and I had a little bit moments like that. And another, it's not really bad, but it's just more like a question about the opening is, where the hell's Valkyrie and where's Korg? They seem to like disappeared. I don't know what that was all about. I was quite confused by that that kind of bit there. But I think that was kind of it for like my bad kind of points really. It was only just a couple I had. It wasn't like anything that really kind of soured the taste for me or anything. It wasn't really anything that was that bad. But yeah, that's like my bad bits. Now I want to just talk about the kind of the after credit scene and actually the end sequence, because this film ends quite in a cliffhanger and a great way as well, I must say. Like in the comics, when Thanos has a gauntlet, he clicks his fingers and all shit kicks off. And I love that they referenced that. I think they did it a couple of times. He did a reference about that. Then they did it here, and that's basically what he did. And he by the looks of it, he used so much power on the gauntlet it completely broke, wiping out half of the universe. and done in a very, very depressing, sad way. I mean, especially the way Spider-Man goes. Oh man, that is like the way Peter's cling on to Tony, telling him don't let him go and all that is pretty. that was quite a hard one. And also we had like a couple of days. We did because by the looks of it, Vision is clearly dead. He's gone. That was clearly seen there. Loki also, he's clearly also dead. Heimdall was another one. I thought Heimdall was going to be the Soul Stone. I'm really gutted that didn't actually end up happening. I really thought that was going to happen. But yeah, that was a couple of things of like like the big things I was going to talk about there, and also the after credit scene, which features Nick Fury and Maria Hill, which obviously that was happening just at that kind of moment of the movie. I'd love to still know what the hell Nick Fury has been, although he did seem to mention someone when he was there. I can't remember what, but I remember he mentioned something there. And obviously has this little device that he had, which was seen to sending to, and it was a logo of Captain Marvel. Why he's never used this before, I have got no idea. I hope they say some sort of reason. I'd love to know why. But yeah, that was it was nice seeing Nick Fury again. No Hawkeye or Ant-Man, they were mentioned, so I don't know if Hawkeye is going to be an Ant-Man and the Wasp, if they're doing something there. I'm not really too sure. But yeah, you're going to be disappointed if there's no Hawkeye. But yes, that's my kind of review of this movie. It's a hard movie to talk about because obviously I've only just seen it. But I think yeah, it paid off. I enjoyed it. It's a good cliffhanger, which I was wanting very much so. Also nice to see Willem Hart. That was a nice wee cameo of General Ross. I liked that. Or Senator Ross, sorry. I liked that. I think everyone got their kind of... Everyone kind of got a big moment. I like that. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. What do you guys think? Did you like this movie? Did you hate this movie? I'd love to know. Comment down below. More videos in the future. So until then, see you later.